Hello, everybody. It's me, your promo homo, and I want some headroom. I'm Nicholas Snow, and it's great to be here with an episode live of Notes from Hollywood, which profiles people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry. Generally, when I report about a film and I have filmmakers on my show, it's very early in the life of that film festivals, or even before film festivals. The good news for all of you is that the film I'm talking about today, A Moment of Love, is available on multiple on-demand streaming platforms, including Amazon Prime and others. And I have three of the creative team coming to me today live. They're in the green room. I have Bobby Love, Bonnie Morgan, and Gary Morgan, and the movie is A Moment for Love. It's an LGBTQ plus rom-com about Trevor, a singer-songwriter haunted by a terrible secret, who meets out and proud fashion designer Bobby Love and becomes part of his magical chosen family. As their friendship grows and Trevor interacts with the Wonderland, and that is Bobby's world, Trevor learns how to let go of the ghosts who haunt him and, best of all, surrenders to love. It is said that life is stranger than fiction. Winner of the Lily Tomlin Best Comedy Feature Film Award at the San Antonio QFest International Film Festival and Best LGBTQ Feature Film Award at Tarzana International Film Festival, this movie is semi-autobiographical, and that of fantasy couture designer Bobby Love, and contains actual footage from Bobby's outrageously wild runway shows. It's filmed in Los Angeles, but one of the things that surprised me is it's also filmed on location in Italy for Carnivale. So coming up, I have the film's trailer, and then I'm going to thank my sponsors, and then I'm going to invite my three fabulous guests into the show. And I got special permission to feature a complete song from the film as well. You're going to want to stay around for all of it, and I'm going to start with the trailer right now.
Once upon a time, in a mystical land, there lived many strange and wonderful people. Among them, there lived two lost souls who were destined to meet. Both of them were drawn to the magical castle some say has been enchanted by the gods. Some people come to the castle looking for hope. Some for redemption. And others for love. The magic of the castle works in mysterious ways, and though each of these moments in time feel minute, they are all links in a larger chain turned by the wheels of fate. The magic is hard to resist sometimes, especially when one is in such desperate need of its help. What they receive in the end is often unexpected. It may not be what they asked for, but more often than not, it's something they desperately need.
Before I try, I have to know if I am something special. Something different, something grand.
I'm Nicholas Snow, and I'd like to thank Willie Ryan and John Pascal, owners of 849 Restaurant and Lounge, for their support of PromoHomo.TV from the beginning. I was honored to work at the restaurant the first 4 years they were open, during which time I was inspired to write this. At 849 Restaurant and Lounge, sitting in the lounge area at a high top with a view of the grand corridor, the main dining area, is truly like starring in one play while simultaneously watching another, both with fabulous scenery and lighting, a gorgeous cast, fascinating characters, and exciting plot twists, complete with movie stars and paparazzi, not to mention fabulous eats. I call it reality dinner theater. See and be seen while starring in your own scene. Perhaps we'll have a scene together. Make your reservations at 849.com.
Hi, it's Brad Furr, a proud media sponsor of PromoHomo.TV, and I'm the owner of K-Gay Palm Springs and Gay Desert Guide. We just wanted to say thank you and thanks to Nicholas Snow for what he does. K-Gay Radio is a worldwide streaming service of great dance hits that you can listen to anywhere, anytime. And when you're planning your visit to Greater Palm Springs, use gaydesertguide.lgbt.
Ask your smart speaker to play KGAY.
Hi, my name is Matt Scalarude, president of Pink Media, and a very proud and long-term supporter of PromoHomo.TV. At Pink Media, we've been working with companies large and small, including destinations such as this, to kind of help them target and reach the LGBT community online. And so we've been doing this for almost 30 years. And what's more important is that, it started out with banner ads and email campaigns, and now we've morphed into social media and video, and it's all about storytelling. So if you have a story and a message that you'd like to get out to a very targeted yet broad audience online, reaching the LGBT community, give us a call or reach us at www.pinkmedia.lgbt. Thanks.
The LGBTQ Community Center of the Desert is the only Coachella Valley organization dedicated to meeting the diverse needs of all LGBTQ plus individuals. From our Palm Springs McDonald Wright Building to the Center Coachella, the Scott Hines Behavioral Health Clinic, and the Community Food Bank, our mission comes to life by making meaningful connections to resources and to community that contribute to LGBTQ plus people's health and happiness. For more information, visit thecentercv.org.
And we're back, and without further delay, I'm going to bring all of my guests from the studio into from the green room into the studio, starting with Bobby Love, Bonnie Morgan, and Gary Morgan. Hey, everybody, welcome.
Hello, Nicholas.
Nicholas.
So good to see you.
It's nice to see all of you, and I want to, some of you may know this, but the reason I know about your film is my cousin, Brian Frankish, is a filmmaker, and I think he's a neighbor of Gary's. Is that true, Gary?
For many, many years, more than 40 years. I didn't know he was your cousin. I love Brian.
Yes, well, we have Brian to thank for our on-camera reunion here today, and he's a very special man, as I know that you know.
Yes.
And Brian is iconic producer. He make Field of Dreams. He make, I think, Max Headroom. I mean, I idolize Brian.
Well, he is incredibly talented. I idolize him as a family member. He's one of my lifelong champions and allies, and I really
a great
appreciate
neighbor,
him.
by the way, just so you know, not just great family, like great extended family.
Oh, well, it's so wonderful that all of you know one of my favorite people.
Yes.
Now, I want to get into sort of chosen family and the family that we might end up with because we have them as neighbors versus the family we're born into. And Bobby, your film, which I saw yesterday, by the way, is semi-autobiographical. And your character in the film recounts a time when they were on a cruise ship and on the 12th floor contemplating suicide, and watch their slipper fall and disappear into the ocean. And I was wondering, is that based on something you personally experienced?
Yeah, I mean, I want to write this story because I want to share this with the world. I think, as human beings, especially as LGBTQ people, we all have moments of weakness. Everyone has moments of weakness, and about 15 years ago, I was on a cruise ship and I had a fight with someone and I was on a balcony. And for a few fleeting moments, I did think about jumping. Now I didn't, and afterwards, after I come down and after I thought about and I realized if I had done that, it would have been the biggest mistake of my life. and my life has really been improved so much better ever since then. I'm in a great place. I'm really happy place, but I want to share because I feel like in our world right now, there's so much trauma, so much mental health issues. I just want to tell, the people out there, especially the LGBTQ youths, that I know life is hard sometimes, but if you just hang in there, if you do the work, it does get better. And I'm the perfect example that my life did get better, my life turned around, and but you have to hang in there and do the work.
Well, that's beautiful. I've had moments of depression in my own life, and during those periods, I remember often thinking it would be fine if I didn't wake up the next day. And now your character also talks about having been an architect and then following their dreams to be a fashion designer. Is that also based on your life?
Well, I love the fashion design. I've been doing fashion design for many years, and it's just my passion. And in fact, I don't sell anything. I do a lot of runway shows. My dream is eventually to curate my collection and to have my own museum. My dream eventually to have my own Bobby Love Fashion and Design Museum near the Los Angeles County Museum of Art. It would be a boutique museum where I can showcase my art and also showcase maybe a variety of other artists, costume designs. And the whole goal is a nonprofit to inspire the next generation of artists and fans.
That's beautiful. But were you doing something else before you followed your passion
Well,
for fashion
I've done
design?
many things. I'm a Renaissance man. I've done
Okay.
many things, yes.
Okay, so Gary and Bonnie, I'm guessing that you are related.
Gary's
Yes.
my dad.
Okay, and Bonnie, your sister is also in the film.
Yes, my big sister is in the film, and I have to say, happy birthday, Molly. She
It's her
couldn't be.
Happy
birthday.
birthday,
Today
Happy
Molly!
is
birthday,
Molly's
Molly.
birthday, so I hope she's listening. But she's amazing.
Okay, so Gary and Bonnie, which of you came to know Bobby Love, and tell me how that happened?
May I begin?
Yes.
Bobby moved in next door. He was literally our next door neighbor. And he came up our driveway in the friendly, like, hi, I'm your new neighbor sort of thing.
Was he wearing
And
a hat?
when we
This is
met Bobby,
BH. This is BH before hats.
this
Oh,
is
before
before
hats.
hats.
Okay.
When we met Bobby, I'm not going to say what his straight job was, so to speak.
Right.
But Bobby, very much like his own story, had a very normal, I guess you'd call it, life. But he did have an Ed Hardy habit, and he had a bedazzler. So once he realized that his neighbors were very encouraging and maybe just a little eccentric of our own, that maybe we were kindred spirits, he would come up with his Ed Hardy and he'd be like, Bonnie, I put rubies in the eyes of the panther to make him more fierce because the Ed Hardy wasn't blingy enough. Like, that's amazing, Bobby. We were just very encouraging of our new neighbor and his very artistic sensibilities.
Well, I love that. Now, does that mean you're all neighbors of Brian? Are you still all neighbors?
No.
Yes.
We Brian lives down the block. I live
Oh,
across the street from Brian of a house that I still own. But then we moved
okay.
just up the block. So we see Brian all the time.
Okay. And you
Mom and
probably,
Dad were Brian's neighbors many, many years in their like hippie love nest when they first met.
Yeah.
well, yes, that takes me back. So, Gary, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you to speak about your family show business legacy.
I'll do it in a nutshell. My parents were circus acrobats and nightclub performers, and I was on the road when I was 5 months old. And I used to do little stand-up things when I was like 6 and 7 years old with my dad. And an agent saw me do it and said he could do commercials and stuff. So I became a kid actor. I was on Broadway when I was 8 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. I was the original Richie in the Dick Van Dyke pilot. And I was just a kid actor. Moved to California when I was 18, just for 2 weeks in the summer. And I had an agent here. And the agent said, if you stay here, you'll make a living. Not you'll be a star, but you'll make a living. So I stayed. I literally never left. That was 1968. And it was right after the Summer of Love and, the whole hippie thing going on in California. And my career just took off, and I always worked. Met the love of my life when I was 22, stayed married for 51 years. And that's it. Anytime I made any money in the business, and then I was an animal double. After I was stopped acting primarily, I was about 32. I didn't look like a kid anymore. I segged into the stunt department, and I've been a stuntman, very successful stuntman in Hollywood, because I had circus skills from my mom and dad. After they left the road, my mom opened a dancing school. So I literally grew up in a dancing school around, and I was a dancer and an acrobat, and that's my basic story. Had
I
my
want to
both
mention too
children.
that Gary did the stunts for the Back to the Future hoverboard sequence, which is iconic. He also did the double for the movie Cujo. He was Cujo.
I doubled the
Okay, then.
dog in Cujo.
And
And
Bonnie,
I
you were
gotta
gonna.
brag a little bit on my
Yes.
grandparents. My grandma opened for Frank Sinatra in 1942. She did 27 flip-flops down a racetrack, setting a record at the time. And Jimmy Durante used to request their act all the time to open for him. Like, they really are legendary. And I'm surprised he didn't say it. On USO, the Andrews sisters used to babysit my baby dad when they were on the road because he was too little to be on stage yet. So a little extra bragging on grandma and grandpa.
Well, and much deserved. So, one of the things that I find moving in life, and it's reflected in your film, is that is the way that we craft the sort of human relationships that give us space to be our authentic selves. And that just resonated with me so powerfully. But also, the film is it is an homage to the circus. It's an homage to what I feel like what you would anticipate the gypsies to do when they come into your town on a wagon train. And a lot of the talents that were showcased in this, very modern film have been part of, entertainment for, centuries. And Bonnie, you are you a contortionist?
I am indeed an actual real life contortionist.
Yes, I was not surprised.
Let me brag
So,
about Bonnie. Bonnie did her
okay.
contort. Bonnie opened for Paul McCartney on his USA tour a few years ago.
Well, I absolutely love all of that. And
And
there was,
Elvira. In my live contortion career, the two crown jewels for me were opening for Paul McCartney and opening for Elvira.
I love Cassandra Peterson, aka
Cassandra is the
Elvira.
best.
I want to add one more
So,
thing for Bonnie. She also
yes.
holds the Guinness Book of World Records of being a contortionist. She and two other people fit in a small box, and they actually did a Guinness Book World Record tour. So that I'm very proud of her for that too.
Thank you, Bobby.
There's one particular scene, Bonnie, where there's a group of you sitting around the table in the film having a conversation, and everyone is so natural in their conversation. So it takes a moment to notice that you are actually in a rather contorted position that no ordinary person would be in at the kitchen table. So that's
Thinner
how
than
I
the
thought.
average bear.
Right. Okay. So in a moment, we're going to play a song. But Bobby, before I play, and one of the reasons I got permission from Bobby to feature this is it really speaks to the powerful messaging of the movie. But what you see throughout this music video really shows you the visual richness of the film. That is really a spectacle for the eyes. It truly is. So, Bobby, tell me a little bit about your songwriting, this particular song, and how it ended up being placed the way it was to sort of tap off the crescendo of your film.
Yeah. Well, I'm old-fashioned, so when we make a movie, we have to have songs, original songs. So we have 4 original songs in this film, and this particular song I co-wrote with Michael Tioli, who's a wonderful composer, and I had contributed a lot of the lyrics. And I think this song really sums up the essence of our film, which is to be your authentic self and to be who you are. Because you're the most powerful when you're your authentic self. And I wanted to. As Asian person, and when I was growing up, it was always very moving for me as an Asian person, inspiring for me to see Asians on film as leads. And when I was growing up, I didn't see that many Asians in American film as leads. But one film I saw was John Long in The Last Emperor, and he played this Chinese emperor. He was losing his power, but he was a star. He was in his tuxedo by the piano singing a song. And as a child growing up, I was so impressed by that. So I want to sing a song in the film, and we made it the last song as a after the credits, so it kind of sums up kind of like the juice of the movie. And also I wanted to have scenes in there that shows off my best costume too, like highlights of some of the costumes in the movie. So I think this turned out really well. I lip synced the song, and I actually went to Thailand, and I studied, believe it or not, I studied with the best drag queen cabaret choreographers in Thailand for a month to lip sync this song because I want to do it right.
I lived in Thailand for 5.5 years, and they have some spectacular drag queens there. All right, so one
The
of the
Lady Boys
things.
of the Tiffany show did us
Oh,
proud.
yeah, totally. So one of the things that is clear to me. Oh, we've lost Gary. Hopefully he'll come back. If he does, I will bring him back on screen. So I'm going to take him off for now. But if he reconnects, I'll add him. I don't know if he's textable. So during the music video, maybe you can tell him he's off. Oh, you're on. You can't do that because you're using your phone to broadcast. He'll reconnect. So one of the things that it occurred to me, you didn't have millions of dollars to make this movie, but you had some money if you were able to go to Italy and during Carnivale, and to have the drone shots that you have in your film as well. How long were you in Italy?
It's a funny story. Actually, me and some of the cast were actually vacationing in Italy. Molly, Bonnie, Aaron, and Gary and Susie were all in Italy for Carnival 2 years ago. And so we decided, since we're going to be Italy, we must add some scenes in Italy so we can shoot there. So we adapted the movie so that a third of the movie takes place in Venice during Carnival. And I just hired a cinematographer to fly to Venice, and I flew up our director, and then we shot for 6 days in Italy. And so funny, some people had said like maybe we couldn't shot in Venice during Carnival because it was so crazy and chaotic. But you know what? I think this film was meant to be, because every day we shot in Venice was perfect. Everything went perfectly. We got the most beautiful shots. And then my friend Brian Hauser had shot some drone videos, and beforehand, actually, so he was honeymooning there, and he gifted me the drone shots because we are friends, and I helped him out before, and so there were so many things that went right for this movie. So even though our budget was not tremendous, we leveraged everything we can to make the movie as cinematic as possible. When we were at the Tarzana Film Festival, another filmmaker, producer came to me and said, "Bobby, I don't know what your budget was for this movie, but your movie looked like $1 million." And that made me so happy.
Well, I'm bringing Gary back into the screen there.
I'm sorry,
Welcome.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, your movie does look like a lot of money went into it. The Venice scenes are spectacular. I loved it. And without further discussion, let's watch the music video, "Take Me As I Am." By the way, who is the vocalist on this, Bobby?
The vocalist's name is Jason Pintar. He's a Broadway singer, and Michael Tioli recorded with him.
Okay, here we go. "Take Me As I Am."
Clearly flunked out of design school.
My authentic, unapologetic life. Some may label an exuberant family of fools. I vow no regrets and no more lies. You don't get to make my rules. Mockery only makes me stronger. Throwing that shade propels me higher. You can't break love with a battering ram. My art's for me, I don't need to be a fashion setter. Rhinestones and feathers make everything better. Love don't mold to anyone else's plan. Take me as I am. Nothing is impossible, yet inevitable if we try. Gotta get out of your shade to have my day neath the sunny skies. Don't need admiration, don't need condescension, attention or dream prevention. Oh, mockery only makes me stronger. Throwing that shade propels me higher. You can't break love with a battering ram. My art's for me, I don't need to be a fashion setter. Rhinestones and feathers make everything better. Love don't mold to anyone else's plan. Take me as I am. Every possibility, every dream come true might float away if we don't clutch it like sequins with hot glue. Mockery only makes me stronger. Throwing that shade propels me higher. You can't break love with a battering ram. I may not be your cup of tea, but the mug is empty if I'm not me. Love don't hold to anyone else's plan. Take me as I am. Take me as I am. Take me as I am.
I'm back here, dancing. I mean, I've, now heard that song 3 or 4 times, and it's so catchy. Your film, you can just tell it was made with a lot of love and joy and heart. And we've almost at 30 minutes. So what I would love to do now, and I'm going to start with Gary, then Bonnie, and then Bobby, is Gary, what do you think should be said in this program about the film and your collaboration that hasn't yet been said?
So many people in Hollywood go, I'm going to make a movie. And we go, oh, sure. Oh, great. And Bobby talked about making this movie, and none of us, I don't want to say, doubted it, but it was kind of a long process. And so, so many people, I've got a script. Bobby did it. How many people, and I've got to applaud him for just going right, you know what I mean? There was all these obstacles in the way, and people, you really can't do this. You really can't do that. That's too, we shot so many pages a day. I go, Bobby, you can't do that. It's too much of a schedule. But he put a great team together, the director, the producer, all the crew, and darn if he didn't do it. And it came out. I've done some big movies, and a lot of times you go to a screening of the movie, you go, oh my God, that was terrible. You know what I mean? Or a lot of times you go to the movie and you're pleasantly surprised. I'm so delighted on how wonderful this movie came out. When we saw the screening, I was blown away. I went, Bobby, this is wonderful. So anyway, that's Bonnie's got a funny comment about that as well.
Take it away, Bonnie. Anything you want to say?
Oh, just to piggyback on Dad, really, in Hollywood, Everyone's going to make them. People who have made movies, people that are like working. Bobby was not an actor. He's never written. He's never even really been on a movie set. So when he's like, Bonnie, I'm making my movie. It's like, that all you can do is be encouraging. And that is all we have ever done with Bobby, because he is amazing. It's like, that's great, Bobby. What were we going to say? You can't do that. It's not going to, like, of course not. Go for it, Bobby. So all of a sudden, he's got writers. That's great, Bobby. And in my script, I'm going to live at your house. That's great, Bobby. And you're going to play my sister. I'd love to. Whenever you come on up, we're ready. And as it got down the road, we never thought to say anything like, you know, I live at your house. No. All of a sudden, he's showing up with the crew like it happened. And it happened magnificently.
I love that. Now, you said in the show, the conversation leading up to the show, that you had an interesting story about how your dad ended up being an executive producer.
Oh, no, just that. As far
That,
as us
being the owner of the
executive
home,
producers,
which was the primary location.
Oh yeah, they moved in.
you never
They,
think to say anything
moved
like,
into the
no.
house.
And we went to Venice. Like, honestly, the Venice trip was my sister and her husband were going to Venice. And they invited, like, or it was like, would you like to invite your family? Of course. And Bobby's like, the family's going to Venice. Well, of course I'm going to Venice. That's great, Bobby. You know, we'll see you out there. So I think
Yeah,
it was
you have
Aaron.
you have a completely different sort of film from your vacation than most people return with.
And spectacularly. It was a truly ordained. It was a gift from God that any of it came together. And when
Well,
Bobby moved in, there came a point, it was a quick turnaround from Venice to filming. He shows up with all of his things. He's like, okay, Bonnie, let's make it look like I live here. I'm like, okay. Production design, we can do that too. It was the stone soup. We all pitched in and did what we did. But really, when Bobby was like, and I live here, we kind of went, I think it's a little late to say no. Here we go.
well, congratulations, Bobby.
And
What would
who
you
could
like?
say no to Bobby? He is
Well,
magnificent. He is
clearly,
so giving of everything and inclusive of everyone, and such an incredible artist, and unlikely. In all honesty, if you know the true backstory, it is unlikely that this man would become the magnificent filmmaker now, designer, artist, and filmmaker that he is. And he needs to be celebrated.
Well, now I know why he invited both of you to join the broadcast today. You're the biggest and best cheerleaders. And so, Bobby, how does it feel to have this love of these wonderful creative people in your family?
It feels amazing. Bonnie, Gary, Molly, they all have been incredibly supportive and inspiring for me to my journey to become an artist and now become a filmmaker. I couldn't have done this movie without any of the support, inspiration. But also, I want to mention our team too, our directors, the Joseph and Philip Matarasi, the Matarasi brothers. They were brilliant. They co-wrote the film with me, and I ended up getting them to direct it for me. Our distributor, Linda Nelson, Michael Madison at Indie Right Movies, they were really supportive. Our production company, John Condraff and Christina Condraff from Recon, they were amazing. So we have this amazing team that assembled. I feel like our movie is as successful and as incredible it is and win as many awards it does is because we have a really great team that everybody's so supportive and so loving. And as you know, as you saw in the film, the movie is a moment for love, and it's just a labor of love, you know. So now our movie now is out on Amazon Prime Video, on YouTube, on Google Play. I ask everybody, please, if you watch on Prime Video, if you love our film, please take a moment and rate and review our film. It's really important, and it will take the world out there, because our movie also, I want to mention, is dedicated to the Trevor Project. And because of the suicide prevention theme, I feel like in this time in our lives, you know, mental health is very important, and I think people need to take care of their mental health. And so So I hope that, especially the LGBTQ community, the Trevor project is really important. So that's what I want to say.
Well, that's beautiful. And by the way, you're getting great reviews on these various
Oh my
video on
gosh.
demand platforms.
We're getting amazing reviews. I'm so impressed, and I'm just so touched. And some of the reviews drive me to tears of joy. But we're getting exceptional reviews. I'm so pleased that the movie is so well received by everyone who saw it. And when we played film festivals, as you said, we won numerous awards. We actually, myself and the Maserati brothers, actually got a certificate of honor from the city and county of San Francisco for the movie, and for partly also for my work in promoting mental health for the LGBTQ community. So I'm very honored by that as well.
Yeah, I think you could make a movie about the Maserati brothers. They're like they're twins, and they've got quite the story
They're
themselves.
identical twins.
Yes, I
Side
saw.
note, our first day on set, we've been working with Joe a lot in Venice. We had not yet met Phil. So first day of shooting, they're in my kitchen, people. So I see Joe, and he's, with his hair and his little scruff, and he's wearing this burgundy scarf. And I walk by him and I go outside, and he's sitting on my couch outside wearing a blue scarf. And I literally went, I turned around, I went back inside, and I'm like, wait. Because, usually grown-up twins do not look alike. I mean, they usually go a different way. One gains more weight, one shaves more, one has a different haircut. I grabbed my sister. It was like in the movie. I grabbed my sister, I'm like, Molly, you're not going to believe it. There's two of them. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, there's two of them. There's freaking two of them. So we're like to the Siamese cats. We go outside, and the two of them literally identical, holding one clipboard, wearing the same outfit, the same thing, except one's in a red scarf, one's in a blue scarf. And someone's like, Joe, and the two of them looked up at the same time and cocked their head the same way. I'm like, okay, someone's punking us. The movie we are making is not the movie that we are making. This is officially insane.
Well, I can understand why. I'm sure that it was a hoot, and I was really impressed with the drone shots. I was impressed with the international footage, with the art direction, with the production design, with the original score, with all of the talent and diverse talent that you all brought to the screen. So really, congratulations. I never know how to end a show that is so vibrant with so many different things to say. So other than to my audience, watch this film, I'll let you each have a brief final remark. Gary?
Well, I just wanted to say one remark about Venice. When we were going to Venice, Bobby said, I'm going to go film in Carnivale. I go, I don't know if you could do that. He flew the director there. He found a DP out of Belgium and actually got permits to shoot at Carnivale. I mean, things that fell into place were quite remarkable. And I just want to say to everybody, watch this movie. I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's really magical.
Love it. Love it. Bonnie?
This is a delicious camp romp through Venice and Hollywood. And it was as fun to make it as it is to watch. And I just hope everyone really gets a sense of you can do it. Bobby is a first-time everything and made it happen. Not only is his design story a success, his film story is a success. And the celebration of Bobby Love is evident everywhere. And I really hope that people watch it and enjoy it for everything that it is.
And Bobby, what about you? Well, actually, before we give the last word to Bobby, so I also know Christina Lindhart, who
Yes.
was the opera singer featured at the end of the film, and we were messaging earlier today, and she was very excited to know that I was featuring the film. So there's
He's the best.
There's much fewer than 6 degrees of separation going on here.
Well, let me say too, Christina Lindhart, the Renaissance Fair is on right now. And I think there's another 4 weeks in Irwindale, California. And Bobby shows up at the Renaissance Fair with his outrageous outfits and creates quite a stir at the Renaissance Fair, where he's got a whole new set of fans following him.
And what can I say? He's one of the Queen's favorites.
I'm sure he is. All right, so Bobby, I'm going to leave the last word to you.
Yeah, I just want to thank also our amazing cast. You're a fan of Adam Huss. He's a gay film icon. Michael Nelson, Jaden Kalati, Miguel Perez, Christina Linhart, Gary, Bonnie, Molly, Star Foreman, Mo Marks, Planell Jackson. We have an amazing cast that I'm so pleased to work with. Our film has turned out more magical and beautiful than I ever imagined. So I'm extremely thrilled. I just want to get the message out there, and hopefully not just the LGBTQ audience, but all the general audience, everybody will see the film because it have a great message. I think it's very important, and I think it's very entertaining, and it's outrageous, and I hope you all love it.
Well, thank you so much, and perfect timing for your incoming call. I want to thank all of you for joining me today here in the studio, and I want to thank all of the viewers out there. Look for A Time for Love on most video-on-demand platforms, and tune in next time. Tomorrow I'm having a fantastic author on my show, Garrett Glazer, who's just come out with a new autobiography about being out as a journalist since pre-Stonewall. So that's what's coming up next in tomorrow's show. And once again, thank you for all being on the show today.
And Nicholas, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. And to everyone out there, I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
In a safe place, I got room to breathe. Been a long chase, but at last I'm free. These open woods, I knew I could find peace here. Nothing like the city where I got tired of the running, the catching up. I got hungry for the stunning high mountain tops. Some plans, some dreams to catch, to promised lands, to find my path, see the planet from greater heights. I have found a place out of time and space, far from city lights, up on greater heights. See the blue sky